Welcome to the Matt Wilkie podcast.
I apologise for this little podcast relating to Jeff, but several people have asked me why Jeff got booted off my Facebook. The reality is, and the factual reasons, is that Jeff was writing some very, very strange posts, responding to posts, things about me being in the Freemasons, etc. But also that the Paris attacks were fake. Also, the extermination of the Jews by the Nazis never happened, and just very, very strange conspiracy stuff to the point I just didn't want this garbage on my Facebook. Because the thing is, Jeff was not my friend. This is the thing. Because somebody's on the Facebook, it doesn't make them instantly your best buddy or whatever. It's Facebook. But the thing is, what does make it is you don't need garbage on your Facebook. It's a personal space. That's the whole point. It is Facebook. So when somebody actually starts posting this stuff and you can't get any common sense out of them, they just don't need to be there. Because he only ended up there some time ago because we were discussing the same troll that he's now sucking up to. Because we contacted him about it and he was all fine with it back then because I hadn't deleted him from Facebook. But the point being is he already knew about Evelyn and all that stuff a long time ago. But instead he threw his dummy out the pram when he noticed 2 days later after being removed from my Facebook and start sending me abusive messages. Because I tried to explain to him about the average person in the UK, because it was actually to do with the 1950s decline of education within the United Kingdom, and that the skills have been reduced and there's less people doing the work that involves hand-on skills. This is why there's a huge gap for engineers, etc., because there's not enough people that can physically do these jobs. He I know he assumed that I was actually talking from a higher position, when the reality was I was actually explaining to him that the education system simply declined. That was it. But it went over his head. But Jeff, you're not the average person. I'll explain why I'm not attacking you, but I'm just explaining something here for a bit of facts. First thing is you're a vegan. Second thing is you believe in Scientology. Third one is you believe in all this conspiracy theories about the Paris attacks and the extermination of the Jews with the Nazis never happened. So that's four things. But then you get into the trolling stuff that you do on YouTube. Your trolling stuff, I think, probably outdoes the number of videos you've actually produced. I think most of your stuff is rather negative. So it sort of says a lot about you, because there's very little on a positive nature. You don't sit there and go, oh, okay, let's have a chat about it. You're always on the negative side, whether it's attacking Rona or attacking, I think it was BB Adventures, because you just hated the guy. You come across so negative with it. You probably noticed I didn't even respond to your comment on there, because I said I haven't really watched his videos. I was actually saying, like, what are you talking about? I couldn't understand what your issue was. If you don't like his videos, simple thing, do not watch them. But instead, you have to attack the guy and start making silly little videos about him. That makes you a troll. I can't understand the logic behind all this rubbish. And your newfound friend that you've gone back on, because like I said, originally you ended up on my Facebook because we were discussing this troll, and you've been on my Facebook for months. It's just that recently your postings got worse and worse. So the fact is, it is all about you being deleted from Facebook. It's childish. But also, your posts have gone very, very strange. If you're posting something, Jeff, at least put some facts. Not, oh, I heard from Eben that Matt said. You've actually turned around and said today that you've spoken to somebody that knows me. I'll tell you now, no, you haven't. You haven't spoken to anybody who knows me relating to the cleaning business, because I don't own a cleaning business. I don't work as a cleaning contractor. I never have done. I've worked in maintenance. I've worked in construction. I've worked in facilities management. I've worked in asset surveying, asset management. I've never been in the cleaning business. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, if we were talking, and I remember doing a video a while back relating to social housing and the issues related to social housing. The thing with social housing, when you're doing the refurb contracts, you're not just there as a painter. This is what's called multi-trade. So if I go into a council flat, say somebody's died there, I'm refitting the kitchen, I'm doing the plumbing, I'm refitting the bathroom, I'm tiling it, I'm painting the ceiling, I'm painting the walls, I'm taking it back to a livable condition. As such, when you finish, you clean the place so it's back in a condition so it can be rented to a new tenant. That is the reality. Am I the cleaner? Cleaning is part of that job, but it's probably less than 5%, because I'm the carpenter, I'm the plumber, I'm the tiler, the electrician, the painter. Those are the main jobs I'm there. Back when I was working for the social housing, I was employed as a carpenter and joiner. That was my main role. So this whole thing with your average person, I was the average person. The average person that doesn't work their way up within the business. So that's why you don't stay as the average person. But when I was saying the average person cannot do a lot of these jobs today, it's because it's reality. They haven't the skills, they haven't the knowledge, they haven't the training. When they go on a 6-week learn to be a bricklayer course, they cannot get a job on a building site as a bricklayer. Nobody needs a 6-week bricklayer. They need somebody who can do the job. They want it plumb, they want it straight, they want it done right. So the reality is the average person has not got the skills these days. That's why you had an influx of people like the Poles coming to the UK to do the construction work, because it was to bring down the price. The price was coming down, going up because there was a lack of skills. The same reason that they brought them in to reduce the price. It happened right across Europe. Now the next thing is, before you do this sort of stuff, Jeff, I've noticed you've been posting stuff and talking about as if it's fact. Do your due diligence. And if anybody else out there actually believes in this rubbish, Jeff and his little trolley friend, well, a pair of trolls, actually post, do your due diligence. Talk to Brad Hughes. He'll actually talk to you about, I don't know if he's still about, I haven't spoke to him for probably 3 or 4 years. But Brad Hughes was trolled by even probably one of the first people many, many moons ago. You can talk to Paul Petra on Living in Cebu forums. You can talk to Chris Bennett, you'll find him on Facebook. You can talk to James Musselwhite, who's on some of the Deval forums and stuff, I believe, and Mindanao forums. You can talk to Timothy Potter. All these people have been trolled by even for stupid reasons. You'll find pretty much everybody, it's all to do with forums, where he's been banned on forums. Do some due diligence, do some investigation, go and find some facts. The funniest one was even stole some photos and reposted them that my son wasn't in Paris. Well, firstly, he was in Paris, but the market we were at was actually in Versailles, because we'd gone to see the palace. But let's not let that get in the way of a good story. this is the thing. A lot of this stuff is very easy to disprove. And you got this Jeff guy now going, oh, I spoke to somebody today, blah blah. No, you didn't, Jeff. Here's a thing for your little subscriber group. Instead of just saying I spoke to somebody, post their name. Because I'll tell you now, if anybody spoke to me, liked me, or disliked me, they will have no problem with you posting their name. If you can't do that, you've just proven yourself as you're lying. Because I know you already are. Thanks for listening.